Anthony. How are you doing?
Hey, Diane, I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. Thank you for joining us with this Artemis Day.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for inviting us. We're super excited to be here, and we look forward to being in the trade show and doing a presentation for you guys and showing you what the insurance market looks like. And we know it's rough, and we're here to take that fall. We don't want you guys as cams to take that fall. So,
Yep. So let's talk. Insurance is a hot topic this year and last year.
Yes,
Budget season's coming up, as we know. So what are you seeing in the insurance industry right
So
now?
the global insurance market in the state of Florida is going through a pretty tough time. We're seeing on an average about 30% rate increase or more. There's several factors that play into that. You have the storm season that happened last year. You have the rate of reconstruction cost. You have the cost of your labor going up in the state of Florida. And then you have a giant influx of people. And what that does is it creates a much bigger appetite and or a much bigger need for insurance in the state of Florida. And what we're seeing is that that need necessarily isn't being met by the reinsurance because the cost of insurance has gone up over the last year and a half, 2 years.
Right.
Globally, we're in reinsurance world, we're seeing about a 35% rate increase. Florida specifically, they're projecting about 50 to 60%. And that's due to a multitude of factors like I just discussed. So it's getting interesting, but what we're here to do is we're here to educate you guys and bring us in early. We don't want your cams taking the fall for the price of the insurance that's coming up. Well, our job is to step in, present to the clients, bring us in on those board meetings, and let us explain it in a very educational way because we do this every day. You guys are property managers. You guys are great at it. You do an awesome job in this area, and we're insurance agents. You guys need to let us take that fall. You need to let us do the explaining because it's so complicated and there's so many different moving pieces. There's carriers that are moving in and out of the state. And we're here to guide you guys and your associations to do what's best.
So we're seeing a couple things. One, we're seeing that it's coming to the last 11th hour to get policies approved or signed. So can you explain to me why that is happening?
Yeah, so what happened prior years is we quote things out 120 days. So 120 days before that renewal date, we're actually quoting the insurance, sending it to brokerages, and blasting the market. And what's happening, or what happened prior years, is we would get quotes 30 days before the renewal date. We'd prepare everything, have it to you, we'd be able to present. Now, what's happening is these carriers are holding on to those quotes, and it's mainly because the cost of reinsurance. So depending on when the insurance is actually being placed, these carriers have their reinsurance treaties that they have to abide by, and those contracts they negotiate, and it can either go cost-wise up or down. And what we're seeing in the market is a giant increase in that reinsurance cost. And essentially what that means is you have the policyholder level, which would be your association. You have the carrier level, and then you have the reinsurance that these carriers have to go get via Lloyd's of London and some other syndicates overseas. And that cost for them year over year is going up around 60% just in the state of Florida. So with that being said, unfortunately, the cost has to get passed down to the consumer, in which that's what we're seeing. And also, because that hike of insurance is going up so much, these carriers are holding on because their pricing is so last minute on things because they don't know 30 days in advance if they can even get that same quote. So what they're doing is they're holding out to that very last minute, and then a week before, if we're lucky, 3 days before, we're getting those quotes. It's very unfortunate, but what we want to do is we want to step in early on that. My goal is to let you guys know what's ahead. And so I want to get in front of your board members, I want to get in front of your cams, and I want to explain to them, hey, this is what's coming. You're going to see an increase. It's going to come last minute. It's going to be ugly. We want to prepare them to prepare you guys because we don't want them to be mad at you. And the biggest thing I would say is you guys have to take that fall because you're the managers, right? But if you bring us in, let us take that fall. Let us do the explaining, and it's not getting any prettier. The recent Senate Bill 2A that just happened last year changed some things with the one-way assignment of benefits and some different things in the state of Florida. We're hoping over the next 18 to 24 months that'll slowly start to progress and aid in a lot of problems that we have in the state of Florida. Just as a little side note, we account for about 9.1% of the national claims Florida, but we account for 82.5% of the litigation that comes from our country. And so with Senate Bill 2A, that's what we're hoping, is that those changes that are being made over the next 18 to 24 months, we'll start to see those assignment of benefits problems and everything going down. The reason why currently we're not seeing the rates going down is because before that bill went into play, they had a mass influx of filings that happened with public adjusters and everything. So what they're doing is they're now sorting through all of those, and they think that over the next 12 to 18 months, they'll be able to get all of those sorted through and finalized to where we can start to see a slow decline in the pricing in the market. Now that also depends on natural disasters and hurricanes and flooding.
Let's hope for a good hurricane season.
Yeah, knock on wood, right? Knock on wood.
Exactly.
Well, the biggest thing I would say is what people don't realize is the state of Florida's insurance market only isn't dependent on the state of Florida.
Right.
It's a global scale.
I gotcha.
So we have the wars overseas.
Yep.
You have in the U.S. you have the flooding that's happening in Maine and out west.
Yep.
You have the freezes. Just in 2022 alone, we had $18 billion plus events in our country for natural disasters.
Yeah, that is interesting. You don't think about that. You
so
think about the hurricanes here in our backyard. So.
Yeah, it's a global scale because these carriers, they don't specifically just focus on a state.
Right.
They are nationwide and or worldwide, and what they do is they have to look at the state of Florida and say, are we profitable?
Right.
Are we doing the right thing for us and our clients in being in these states? And what they're finding is generally in the state of Florida is they're losing their tails.
Gotcha.
And so that's what we're here to help you guys navigate,
appreciate it. I know you're teaching a course today, which we definitely appreciate, to share a lot of information. You know, insurance is complicated, and it's not everyone's first, knowledge or language. So it is definitely helpful for you guys to teach that and share that with us. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about Herbie Wiles.
So Herbie Wiles Insurance, we're located in St. Augustine, Florida. We've been around since 1961.
Right.
Our agency principal is Doug Wiles. He was in the House Senate. He's been very active in the political world. And then we're also a part of a larger organization by the name of Foundation Risk Partners.
Okay.
We're the 15th largest private insurance brokerage in the country. So we're located in about 22 states now. We have around 2,500 employees, as well as a company named Essentria, which you may have heard that name in the state of Florida as well. So we are a global scale. Herbie Wiles Insurance is a local agency, and we take awesome care of our people. We strive to have customer service. I think that's one of the biggest compliments that we get is if you pick up the phone and call, we're going to answer. And if we don't answer, we're going to call you right back, and we're going to have that answer for you. And in this market, that's the biggest thing, is just getting that response. And getting in there early and making sure that we're communicating with you guys. And so, that's a little bit about Herbie Wiles. We're super excited to be here. We're grateful that you guys are including us in this, and I look forward to teaching the class. And
So when is your class?
At 11:15.
Oh boy, so we're running out of time here. So good. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us, and hopefully I'll be able to pop into your class.
Of course, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Right.
You have a good day.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.